I would never bring it up. I would never want to talk about it with my loved ones, with my wife, with no one. And that caused me to, at one stage, I started feeling this immense, inexplicable sadness within, almost like a very, very strong, super acute depression. And I didn't know where it was coming from.
There's so many things that we deal with, that we carry along with us. I call it baggage. I think a lot of people do, right? Baggage that we carry with us.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And what we tend to do is we don't face those things because it's uncomfortable. And so we pick these distractions to distract us from dealing with those feelings. So that's what we're going to be covering here today, is if you know that you're sitting with a lot of emotions, feelings, uncomfortable feelings that you don't want to necessarily face, what impact will that have on your life, and how can you start addressing those things in a healthy and an effective manner?
Yeah, I think it's super interesting. I think sometimes it works to, like you say, flip the script and almost, instead of working on specific things, start unlearning the things that are keeping you away from what's important. If you look at the concept of neuroscience, it actually suggests that the more emotions and conflicts a person is experiencing, the more anxiety they will feel. And at the end of the day, that's due in part because of the vagus nerve. They call it the vagus nerve. It's a part of the emotional center inside the brain, right? And this responds to certain types of emotional triggers, etc., and it sends signals to your heart, your lungs, your intestines, etc. So it's a physical embodiment of those emotions at this point in time. So not only are you fighting a mental battle, it can become a physical manifestation of illness, or feeling bad in your gut, or having heart palpitations, or having breathing type of problems and things like that, which I thought was super interesting. I kind of knew it, but I only came across this article now. So it in part is unhealthy to actually just keep these things at the back of your mind and not deal with them.
It makes so much sense. We are prone to distractions, right? We pick our own distractions. Sometimes it's not as simple as just saying, look, I'm going to pick my distractions so that it can align with my goals. If you can do that, absolutely. But what about those distractions that are unwillingly, or, they go unnoticed within your life? Things that have just become part of your routine, your habits that you've formed. What is the underlying root cause? Doing some introspection, saying, let's not beat ourselves up over being a bad person, over these habits, these crutches that I have, but let's rather look at it and ask ourselves, why do I have these crutches? When did it start? Let's address the root cause. Let's deal with those feelings. We need to understand that life throws us a lot of bad things, and it's part of life. It's the beauty of life. It's what Mr. Bob Doyle said in our last episode as well, that really stuck and really hit home for me, is that is all. The good, the bad emotions, everything, the breakups, the heartache, the tears, it's all supposed to be there, right? It's part of life. It's part of this experience that we're living, right? If you've derived some great value from our show thus far, please take a second to rate and review us on the platform that you're tuned in on. This will really help us to grow the show and reach more and more people, to spread the positivity and change more and more lives. So it will literally just take you a second to rate and review us, and who knows, perhaps you could directly be responsible for changing someone's life today. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Until then, cheers.